What did I just watch? This is horrible. This is awful. These rankings that they just put out are bad. They're really bad. They're really, really bad. My God, they're so bad. They're so bad. They are so bad. Okay, I'm going to start off. There are a few things I liked about the rankings. The first thing I liked about the rankings is they put head to head into huge regard, which I did like. I like that they have Oregon one spot ahead of Ohio State. I like that they have Oklahoma State one spot ahead of Baylor. They got Cincinnati ahead of Notre Dame. They had Wisconsin ahead of Iowa. They had Mississippi State ahead of Kentucky. So a lot of head to head matchups. They gave the benefit of the doubt to the team that actually won. So that's good. But this is really bad. This is bad. This is really, really bad. I am not a fan of these rankings at all. They said this was the most turnover. They said this is the most turnover they've seen. Oh, we got all these new committee members. So, okay, whatever. To be fair for Cincinnati, this is the highest a group of 5 team has ever been ranked in the, what's it called? In the play. So that's fine. Good for Cincinnati, but what the heck? And that's another point. How is UTSA not ranked? They're ranked 16 in the AP poll. They're not even ranked. Because here's what I saw. They showed the first few teams, so it's like, okay. They showed 25 to 21. I'm like, all right. They showed 19 through 15. Or 19 through, they showed 20 through 16, and I was like, dang, no UTSA. UTSA is about to be ranked in the top 15. They weren't ranked at all. Hold on. Let's take a look at these rankings. These are, oh my God. Okay. So let's look at the top 10, just because that's really what everyone cares about is the top 10. What I'm wondering is how is it so much different than the AP poll? Mississippi State isn't even ranked in the AP poll. They got Mississippi State at 16, 17. UTSA ranked 16, and the coaches honestly just swap out Mississippi State for UTSA. Okay, the top 10. Notre Dame at 10, fine. I think that's okay, fine. You put Notre Dame at 10. That's perfectly fine. Wake Forest at 9. I agree with that. I mean, Wake Forest has not played a single good team this year. I'm sorry. They just haven't. That's not no disrespect to UTSA, but the best team they've played is probably Florida State. That's not good. Now they do play North Carolina, and they could play Pitt in the ACC title, but that's I mean, JT, you're right, man. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. So, okay, Wake Forest at 9, fine. This is what I loved, and I crackled up laughing. They had Oklahoma at 8. Thank you. Oklahoma, oh my God. Oklahoma is not good, dude. They are not good. I'm telling you. Beat a 1-win Tulane team by 5. Beat a bad Nebraska team by 7. Needed to come back against a bad Texas team. Barely beat an awful Kansas team. They have not beaten a single currently ranked team. And they have 2 yet to go. They have 2 ranked teams yet to go, and they're both on the road. Baylor and Oklahoma State. They still got to play both of them on the road. There is no way Oklahoma finishes the season undefeated. They might lose both those games. I'm not even lying. So, okay. They had Michigan at 7, right? Michigan at 7. That's fine. I'd probably put Oklahoma ahead of Michigan, but you know what? You can flip those two. Michigan had been pretty much blowing teams out until they played Michigan State and lost a very close, really good game. But Michigan, okay. Here's where it gets bad. Here's where it gets really, really bad. Okay. Cincinnati would get destroyed by Alabama. Okay, tell me one good team Alabama's beat. Oh, wait. Tell me one good team Alabama's beat. Okay, Georgia at 1. Fine. They're obviously looking like the best team in America right now. Alabama at 2? The SEC bias is just overwhelming. This is ridiculous. Okay, who is Alabama beating? Miami, bad team. Mercer, bad team. Florida, bad team. Southern Miss, bad team. Ole Miss, fine. You beat a pretty good Ole Miss team. They lost to Auburn. They're clearly not that great of a team. Okay, Mississippi State, I don't know how they're 17. How is Mississippi State 17? How are they ranked that high? I have no idea. And then Alabama lost to Texas A&M on the road. Now, they lost to an unranked team. Well, that loss doesn't look that bad now because A&M's actually looked really good. They haven't lost since that game. So that's not a bad loss, but you still lost. There are teams that haven't lost. Beat Mississippi State and beat Tennessee. You have one game I would consider a really good win. I would say 2 decent wins against the Mississippi teams. Come on. BYU, Okay. Michigan State at 3. That's fine. I think Michigan State at 3 was good. 2 or 3 for Michigan State, that's fine. 4 would have been fine. I think I have them at 3 in my rankings. You want me to give you my top 6? Okay. My top 6 is Georgia, Cincinnati, Michigan State, Ohio State at 4, Alabama at 5, Oklahoma at 6, Oregon at 7. Now, here's my thing with Oregon and Ohio State. You can interchange those teams. I mean, they're both so close. I feel like Oregon has to hope Ohio State wins the Big Ten. Actually, they might not even need to, since Oregon's... Okay, we'll get to Oregon in a second. So they had MSU at 3. Fine. That's good. At 4, they had Oregon. Now, I did not think they would put Oregon that high. I really didn't think they would. But I'm glad they put them ahead of Ohio State. I know I've had Ohio State ahead of Oregon in the past because they've looked so much better, but Oregon impressed last week. I know they played Colorado, and Colorado is not a very good team, but Colorado almost beat Texas A&M. Clearly not that terrible of a team. I know they had... Okay, so I might have to switch around my rankings, not even going to lie. I am glad that they had Oregon ahead of... Oregon has a better strength of schedule, strength of the record, and they beat them. So I'm glad that Oregon was ranked where they were. So I'm probably going to have to put Oregon ahead of Ohio State. No group of 5 team may get in the playoffs. Okay. At number 5, they had Ohio State. All right, I'll ask you the same question I did about Alabama. Name me one good team Ohio State's beaten. Name me one good team Ohio State's beaten. The best team they've beaten is a 3-loss Penn State. That's the best team they've beaten, is a 3-loss Penn State. Was Penn State even in the rankings? I don't think they were. Yeah, Penn State wasn't even in there. So they have no wins against currently ranked teams. And they have a loss. And they're ahead of Cincinnati? What's that? Okay, who have they beaten? Oh, Minnesota. Minnesota's probably their best win, honestly. That Minnesota win, now, it was a close game. Very close game. Minnesota had the lead for a while. I was like, oh my God, Ohio State's an upset alert. They were able to pull out a close win against Minnesota. That Minnesota win doesn't look too bad now because Minnesota's ranked 20th. So Minnesota is their best win. And I mean, I'm telling you right now. So Cincinnati has a better... See, here's what I look at. I think best win is important. Cincinnati, okay, their best win is on the road against a top 10 Notre Dame team. Michigan State's best win against the top 10 Michigan. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Now, I will say it's not totally time to panic for Cincinnati. I think there is a way Cincinnati can get in the playoff. Because, so one of Michigan State and Ohio State has to lose. Because they play each other. Right? They play each other. And so one of those teams is going to have to get eliminated somehow. Okay. One of Georgia and Alabama needs to lose. Here's the thing. If Georgia beats Alabama, or if someone else beats Alabama, they could lose to Auburn. They honestly, with the way Auburn's been looking, I wouldn't put it past them to beat Alabama. 2 great wins over Arkansas and Ole Miss. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Auburn to beat Alabama. Auburn could definitely beat Alabama. And they get that game at home, too. So, the Iron Bowl is going to be win or go home for the SEC West. You're leaving? All right, bye. So I wouldn't put it past Auburn to beat Alabama. So, if Alabama loses, they're done. I mean, they're not making it with 2 losses. Get out, Alabama. You're done if you lose. The problem comes if they win. Do you keep Georgia at 4 or 3? My assumption is they're probably going to keep Georgia in the top 4 if Alabama beats them. Unless Georgia loses another game before that, which will not happen. Who do they play? Mizzou, Tennessee, Charleston Southern, and Georgia Tech. They're not going to lose. What if Alabama beats Georgia? Both have 1 loss. Then Cincinnati won't make it. If Alabama beats Georgia, then they're not going to make it. I don't know. I do like the respect they gave Oregon, but I don't know. How is Alabama and Ohio State ahead of Cincinnati? They both have a loss, and both don't have as good of a win. Here's my thing. They're like, oh, Cincinnati has a shitty strength of schedule. Their strength of schedule's bad. They don't play nobody, woo. They don't play nobody, woo. They don't play nobody, woo. Here's my thing. They beat a top 10 team on the road. A team that hasn't lost except when they played them. Notre Dame. Notre Dame actually does not look bad this year. So, I think they have a better win than Ohio State and Alabama. They have no losses, which Alabama and Ohio State do. Here's my thing. How is Alabama ahead of Ohio State? Oregon's better than A&M. Maybe. Yeah. This is a joke. This is an absolute joke. I will say, though, all hope is not lost for Cincinnati. Cincinnati can still get it. All hope is not lost for Cincinnati. Cincinnati still has a good chance to make it. Because Alabama's going to lose. Sorry, they're going to lose. There's no way, so Alabama is going to lose. And one of Ohio State and Michigan State has to lose. One of those 2 teams is going to lose. So if 2 teams ahead of them have to lose, then they're going to get in. Cincinnati would get boat raced by Bama and Ohio State. No, they would not. They have legitimate NFL players on that team. If you think Cincinnati would get boat raced by Alabama and Ohio State, you don't know football. Sorry. Oregon lost to Stanford, just lost to Washington. Washington and Stanford are both terrible. Not to mention Washington lost at home against Montana. Good point. Very good point. But Oregon beat Ohio State. How do you not have that? See, I had Oregon ahead of Ohio State for the longest time. I just recently put Ohio State ahead because Oregon looked really bad. But Oregon's gotten their shit together. Oregon has looked better now than when I had Ohio State ahead of them. Oregon has gotten their act together. So, why is Alabama and Oregon in the top 4? Here, I'm going to make my top 10. For my... By the way, college football rankings, or college football picks will be out tomorrow. I'm going to do... Because I'm doing this video, and then I'll stream at the end of the World Series. If it's a good game, I'll stream at the end of the World Series. Should it be a good game. And then we might have Game 7 tomorrow, depending on how well the Braves do. But Cincinnati has an NFL caliber quarterback. They have an NFL caliber defensive back. They got that Sauce Gardner guy. He's a stud. Jerome Ford, what is he, leading the nation in touchdowns? He used to go to Alabama. So, all the players on these other teams, they couldn't hang with Alabama. Alabama's 4th string could beat any team in the nation. Well, they have this Jerome Ford who played at Alabama, and it wasn't like he sat all the time. He was getting legitimate reps. Cincinnati needs to hope MSU wins out and Ohio State beats Michigan. That is true. If Michigan beats Ohio State, that could mess some stuff up. Michigan's not out of it by any chance. What would need to happen for Michigan to make it is they would need to beat Ohio State. They would need Ohio State to beat Michigan State. They would need to beat Ohio State, and then they probably need Michigan State to lose another game. To, like, Penn State, maybe. Michigan State's not losing to Penn State. It's just not going to happen. Oh, Kenneth Walker joined the show. That's my Heisman right there. Kenneth Walker. If Kenneth Walker's not your Heisman, you don't know football. Ohio State will beat Michigan State. And TTUN. Who's TTUN? Michigan State should be ranked number 2. Honestly, that's interchangeable. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Okay. Here's how I'll put my top 10. Okay. I'm going to have Georgia at number 1. Should I have Michigan State or Cincinnati? I'll put Cincinnati at number 2. I think... Actually, I'm going to put Michigan State at number 2. And put Cincinnati at 3. Just because I think Michigan's better than Notre Dame. So I think that best win looks a little bit better. So I'll put Michigan State at 2. Cincinnati at 3. Here's the problem. How do you rank Alabama, Oregon, Ohio State, and Oklahoma? Because I've been putting Oklahoma ahead of Oregon. I've been putting Alabama... Of those 4, I've had Oregon ranked last. I don't know. I like how they had Michigan ahead. I don't know. I'm not going to put Michigan ahead of Oklahoma. Because Michigan really hasn't beaten anyone good either. Lowest seed to make college football playoff. Oklahoma... In 2015, Oklahoma was 15th in the initial power rankings. Who's 15th right now? BYU. Yeah, they're not making the fucking... Michigan State has played Alabama in the semifinals and got boat raced. 2019, Oklahoma was 10th in their initial rankings. Dude, Oklahoma got so lucky in that last week. They were like 9th the last week of the season. And they beat Baylor. Utah lost. And like 2 other teams ahead of them lost. It was ridiculous how they made it. And then they got killed. And like they know what they always get. I swear to God, if Oklahoma... Here's one thing that you should be happy for if you're rooting for Cincinnati, which everyone should be. The fact that they were ahead of Oklahoma should give you a lot of hope. Because if Cincinnati and Oklahoma both finish undefeated, which there's no way Oklahoma's finishing undefeated. There is no way. One of Oklahoma State or Baylor is going to beat them. There is no way Oklahoma finishes undefeated. There's absolutely no way. There's no way. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put... I think Ohio State's look better than Alabama. I was like... shoot. I'm going to put Ohio State at 4 and Oregon. Actually, no. How can I put... See, this is hard. How am I going to put Oregon below Ohio State? Ohio State's look better. Woo. Oh, my God. Sure, I'm going to put Oregon at 4. Sue me. I'm going to put Oregon at 4. Alabama, only ranking that doesn't make sense. Switch Alabama and Cincinnati, and boom, you get yourself a great ranking. I think Ohio State's look better than Alabama. Sorry, Bama fans, but... yeah, I'll put Ohio because I think their loss is better. I don't know. And then I'll put Oklahoma at 7 and Alabama at 6. Here's the thing. People are saying the Alabama ranking is the only one that's bad. And they have the most to lose. Like, here's the thing. I think Alabama's playoff case is the easiest. If they win out, they're getting in. If they don't, then they're not getting in. They really don't have to worry about if this team loses and this team loses and this team loses. If they win out, they're going to get in. If they don't, they're not. Sorry. Ohio State will have played Oregon, Penn State, Michigan State, and TTUN. Is that Michigan? Oh, the school up north. There you go. I got it now. Took me a little bit, but I got it. The school. There you go. Okay. And then Michigan can go at 8. Actually, should Michigan be ahead of Wake Forest? Because Wake Forest and... I feel like Wake Forest might even lose this week to North Carolina. Minnesota again, the Big Ten Championship. True. Gotta beat Michigan State first, though. I'm not sure if anyone could beat Michigan State right now. That'd be a great game. Game for the ages. And they still kind of beat Michigan. Honestly, Michigan has impressed me this season. I don't think they'll beat Ohio State, but I feel like they could give them a good run. All right, so here are my rankings. Number 1, Georgia. Number 2, Michigan State. Number 3, Cincinnati. Number 4, Oregon. Number 5, Ohio State. 6, Alabama. 7, Oklahoma. 8, Michigan. 9, Wake Forest. See, the reason I'm moving Oregon up so much is because the reason I had them down so much is they had lost to Stanford. Lost to a terrible unranked Stanford. And then they barely beat Cal. They barely beat another bad team. But they got a win against... I think that people are giving them crap about UCLA. That UCLA win was a good win. UCLA was projected to win that game. They had to go on the road. I think that was a good win for Oregon. And then they killed Colorado. So that's my top 10. Georgia, Michigan State, Cincinnati, Oregon, Ohio State, Alabama, Oklahoma, Michigan, Wake Forest, and Notre Dame. MSU is in top 5. What? Stop it. I don't know. I think Cincinnati could still make it. Because, think about this. Let's say Ohio State beats Michigan State. Okay, Michigan State's done. If Ohio State beats them. Especially if they beat them by 30 points. The Ohio State and Michigan State, that's an elimination game. Okay. So that's an elimination game. Whoever wins that still has a chance. Whoever loses that doesn't. It's that simple. Alabama and Georgia. There's no way Alabama's beating Georgia. No way. There's no way. So you think Alabama's done? Those are the 2 spots they need. Look at the 4th spot. And then Oregon. Now here's the thing. What could really help Cincinnati is if Oregon loses. If Oregon loses, that is going to help Cincinnati a ton. If Oregon loses. So, Cincinnati, basically all they have to do is root for Georgia and against Oregon. It's really not that hard. Cincinnati can still get it. I mean, I think Oregon might have the best win this year. Alabama, 13 of 25 teams are from the Big Ten in the SEC. Don't forget Oklahoma. Oklahoma will not make it. I'll put a guarantee right now Oklahoma won't make it. They're at 8. They're not making it. And here's the thing. I don't think they'll make it even if they go undefeated. And I don't even think they'll go undefeated. Here's the thing. Are they even going to make the Big 12 championship? Oklahoma is not going to make it. Not a chance. They're going to lose to either Baylor or Oklahoma State. There is no... This is the worst Oklahoma team in the last 5 years. No way Oklahoma makes it. They're not... No. No. Here's the thing. Here's what I think people need to understand. It doesn't matter where a team is ranked when you play them. It matters where they're ranked now. Oh, they beat a top 15 Miami team, woo. They beat a top 15 Miami team. Miami sucks now. They beat a top 10 Florida team, woo. Florida sucks now. They lost to an unranked Texas A&M. Well, Texas A&M is pretty good now. They've... Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you're so worried about Oklahoma, if you say, okay, let's say Oklahoma, oh my God, Oklahoma goes undefeated. They're about to put them ahead of, Cincinnati. Oregon still has to finish undefeated. I'm not so sure Oregon's going to finish undefeated. Texas A&M has 2 losses and might lose to Auburn on Saturday. True. But they've looked pretty good. They beat your precious Alabama. Texas A&M could still make the SEC championship. Here's the thing. Who's to say Auburn's not going to lose to Auburn? Alabama. Honestly, if they played right now, I'd pick Auburn. I'd pick Auburn to beat Alabama right now. I'd pick Auburn to beat Alabama in the Iron Bowl at Jordan-Hare Stadium. I'm taking Auburn. What's Nick Saban's record on the road at Auburn? I could think of like 4 instances off the top of my head when they've lost to Auburn. Let's look at this. What is Nick Saban's record at Auburn? The Iron Bowl is the name of the. Nick Saban is 9-5 against Auburn. But on the road, hold on. I don't care about first team All-Americans. I don't care about all this stuff. Okay, this website is not giving me anything. I need to find this. I need to find. Okay, hold on. Ooh, here's one. They said, what if Auburn runs the table? What if they beat Alabama and Georgia? See, I think it'd be hard because Georgia's already beaten Auburn. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. Let's see. So in 2007 is when Nick Saban took over. His first year, he beat Auburn 17-10 on the road. So we're just looking at Nick Saban against Auburn on the road. 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4. Nick Saban is 4-3 at Auburn. Just saying. Auburn is gonna be. Don't put it past them. Do not pencil in Alabama for the SEC championship. Nick Saban has lost the last 2 times. Actually, wait, hold on. Wait. 0 and 1, 0 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 3. Actually, no. He's 3 and 4. He's a losing record. I miscounted. Hold on. Wait, let's count again. 2007 he lost, so 0 and 1. 2009 he won, so 1 and 1. 2011 he won, so 2 and 1. 2013 he lost, so 2 and 2. He's 3 and 4 at Auburn. And this is a pretty good Auburn team. I mean, they beat Ole Miss by about the same margin Alabama. What did Alabama beat Ole Miss by? 21? What did Auburn beat Ole Miss by? Like 14? I'm telling you guys right now, if I had to pick Auburn or Alabama, end of the year, who wins? I'm putting my money on Auburn. You might call me crazy, but I'm putting my money on Auburn. And, hold on. I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. If Auburn loses to Texas A&M this week, they play at Texas A&M. That'll be a very good game. Auburn at Texas A&M, that'll be a very good game. If Auburn were to lose to Texas A&M, and if Auburn were to beat Alabama, Texas A&M would go to the SEC championship against Georgia. Just saying, weirder things have happened. All right, I've rambled on enough. I'll let you guys get on with the rest of your night.